Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Tyler and today I'm going to be giving you advice if you're starting year 12, in particular sixth form. As I mentioned, I'm particularly talking about sixth form. This can apply to college as well, but I went to sixth form, so I don't know if there is any differences between sixth form and college. I know with a lot of sixth forms, we have to wear uniform. At college, you don't have to wear uniform most of the time. And I know at college, well, the colleges near me anyway, they're very, like, all the lessons are quite closely packed together, but I know sixth form is kind of, all the lessons are, like, spread over the week. So yeah, I'm just going to be giving you my top tips and advice for starting year 12. I'm about to join year 13, so I've been through year 12 and I've made some mistakes, but I've also made some progress in year 12. And I want to share with you how to do the best you can in year 12. So one of my biggest tips is do not leave writing flashcards and writing notes to the end of year 12. So many people do this. So many people I know are doing this, and now in their summer, people are writing down flashcards, they're writing down their notes, and it's just a waste of your summer. You're wasting so much time writing down notes and flashcards that you could be doing having fun. What I would recommend you do is after each topic, you go over what you don't know about that topic and you write flashcards, or you go over stuff that you think you might forget in the future and you write them on flashcards and you write down notes, and then that's active recall. One app I really recommend for writing flashcards is called Study Smarter. I will link it down in the description box down below because it's a really good app and it's actually saved me for year 12. Yeah, do not be writing all your flashcards and all your notes in the summer after year 12 because you've not bothered doing it the whole of year 12. If you're starting year 12, my top recommendation is write flashcards after every single topic. In my sixth form, we do a topic test after each topic. What I do is after I've done that test, I'll see what grade I got, and then I'll look at all the questions which I've not done particularly good in, and then I'll write flashcards on all those questions. For example, I could do a topic on cell structure, might forget the role of the Golgi, and then what I'll do is actually I'll write what is the role of a Golgi on one side of a flashcard, and then the other side I'll write the role of a Golgi. Or if I do it on Study Smarter, what I'll do is do the exact same thing, but it's just a digital flashcard. And what I love about digital flashcards is that you can't lose them and they're backed up to your cloud. Compared to GCSEs, you now have freeze at college or sixth form. Now, freeze might seem like an opportunity to have some fun, not do some work, and yeah, they are in amounts, but a lot of people take this to an advantage and they won't use their freeze wisely. I know a lot of people in my sixth form that every time they have a free, they will do no work, and this just doesn't help one bit. Frees are made for you to catch up on homework and revision, and if you're not doing that, you're not going to succeed in your A-levels as much as you want to. Don't get me wrong, you don't need to spend every single one of your frees revising or studying, because I didn't, and I still came out of good grades. I came out of A stars and A's at the end of year 12. But what I'm saying is you should still be able to balance your studying and your free time in your frees. For example, I know what some people do is half of their free, and frees are normally an hour, half of their free, so half an hour they'll spend revising or studying, and then in the second half they'll spend socialising with friends. And I think that's really good because if you are revising for a whole hour, a lot of people do tend to get unfocused after a while, and you do tend to actually be forgetting information. So I think it's good that the half an hour rule. This is one thing that I did, but I did quite later on in the year, but I wish I did it as soon as I started year 12. And that is to either buy a planner or make a timetable. Now, timetables, you can literally just go on Canva. Canva's an amazing website. If you haven't heard of Canva, definitely have a look at it. I'll link it down below as well. Go on Canva, create a little template, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, add a weekend if you want, and then write down the times. Now fill in the boxes where you have lessons and where you have frees, and then in your free periods and after schools, you can write, say for example, biology homework, or chemistry flashcards, or I don't know, geography mind map. Now if you want to buy a planner, which I think planners are better to buy, but obviously if you don't have money to afford one, a timetable is probably better for you. But if you have a planner, what you're going to do is you're going to go in your planner, you're going to write down what you're going to do in that following week. I tend to do it on a Sunday night before the next school week, and I'm going to write down everything I plan to do that whole school week, and then I'm going to tick it off whenever I've done it, or highlight it whenever you've done it, whatever you want to do, just to get that feeling of accomplishment. Another huge tip to do with planners and diaries is, this especially applies if you have a planner, not so much a timetable, because timetables are normally a weekly thing, but planners are normally a yearly thing. What I like to do is at the beginning of the year, I'll ask my teacher, I'll say, when are our mocks? When are our tests? I write down in the planner every single test, all the dates, so I will not forget the tests, and I know which tests are coming up prior to when they do come up, because a lot of people will go, oh, I have a test and it's the next week, but if you write it down in your planner, you will know months before. This one I could not stress enough, is to communicate with your teachers. A levels are not like GCSEs. A levels are 10 times harder than GCSEs. GCSEs, I know some of you watching this might have gone without revising for your GCSEs and you still would have got those grades 7s, 8, 9s, 6s, whatever. But with A levels, that's not the case. You can't just sit in lesson, learn your stuff, and expect to know it in a year's time. You won't. GCSE, maybe. A levels, just not the case. You have to write down the flashcards. You have to be communicating with teachers. Yeah, with communicating with teachers, what I recommend you do is when you complete, for example, homework, if you don't know the answer, you have teachers. They are paid to help you. What you need to do is see a teacher after school, come up to your teacher in lesson and go, Miss, Sir, can I speak to you after the lesson? Or have you got any free time during this lesson so I can speak to you? And then you ask them, I've done this question, how do I get the right answer? Because the teachers are there to help you. If you have done a question and you don't know how to get the right answer, that is your responsibility to ask someone and get that advice so you can get that answer right in your real exams. Another thing to do with teachers is if you feel ill, if you feel upset, if you feel under the weather, you need to tell your teachers. Just be like, Miss, Sir, can I have an extension to my homework? Can I have an extension to this, that? Because more than likely, they're going to say yeah. If you don't, they're going to see you as someone that doesn't do their work because they just purely can't be bothered. But that might not be the case. If you feel under the weather or if you feel really upset, which I've got times where my mental health's been bad in year 12, and I've had to tell teachers, look, I'm sorry, I can't do it on time. Can you give me an extra week? Can you give me an extra 2 weeks? And they're more than happy to do that. Now we're going to talk about extracurriculars. Now, extracurriculars are activities you do outside of school that do not relate to your subjects whatsoever. Now, I highly, highly, highly recommend doing some extracurriculars. Extracurriculars do not need to involve any of your subjects. They can be anything. For example, doing a sport, they can be playing a guitar, playing any sort of instrument. They could be having hobbies such as painting, such as writing, such as anything to do with art. It can be more or less any activity you do outside of school. Now, I highly recommend you do as much extracurriculars as you can, because these you can write about on your UCAS applications when applying to universities, or even if you're applying to a university in a different country, such as America, they'll go towards your Common App essays. But yeah, extracurriculars really give you that step forward that other people might not have in getting into a top university, because they want to see that you're not just interested in learning, you're interested in doing everything else. You're a well-rounded person. Now, similar to extracurriculars are supercurriculars. Now, supercurriculars are basically the same as extracurriculars, but they relate to your subject. So, for example, some supercurriculars that I've been doing in year 12 is reading books, but they involve biology. For example, I've been reading this book. This is called The Incredible Unlikeliness of Being by Alice Roberts, and this is like an amazing book, and it's to do with biology. And this is a supercurricular because it involves one of my subjects. I do biology, geography and chemistry. Now, supercurriculars you can also write about in your personal statements for university, and it'll give the university a sense that you actually are interested in your subject. You're not just good at it, you are actually interested in it and you want to take it further. Or some other supercurriculars that I've been doing is searching up online lectures from, for example, Exeter University. I want to apply to Exeter University, so I've been searching up online Exeter University online lectures, and they'll come up with lectures from that university. So, for example, as well, I've been looking at some of them, even if they're in America, they still apply. I've been looking at MIT, and they will do some online lectures on biology, and I'm watching them, and I don't need to take any notes, you don't need to do anything like that, but it's just giving you that depth of knowledge that you wouldn't gain just doing your A-levels. Some other things I really love doing is doing online courses. I use a website called Coursera. We'll link that down below as well. But basically, Coursera is online free courses that you can do online, and you gain a certificate at the end. And Coursera does mainly every subject. I see biology, I see chemistry, I see geography, I see business, I see maths, I see psychology, I see astronomy, I see cooking. There's everything on there you can think of. And these courses will give you that more knowledge that you need to get into university. It'll give you that head start to university. Well, that's basically all my tips, but the last tip I will tell you is make the most out of sixth form. Yes, it's stressful. They do say it's one of the biggest leaps in education you'll ever have, but sixth form is only 2 years, or college. College is 2 years too if you're doing A-levels there. You need to make the most out of it, because yeah, they're hard. They are 2 of the greatest years of your life, especially year 12, because it's more laid back to year 13. but it's still very, very challenging, and it can get very, very hard at times, especially if you do more harder A-levels per se. But yeah, make the most out of it, make some friends, enjoy your time doing A-levels. That is what gets you into university. Get those top grades and do the best you can. Yeah, thank you for watching this video, guys. I really hope it helps. If it does help, just write in the comments down below that it helped you. And if it doesn't, maybe write in the comments that it didn't. You know, I don't mind. But yeah, I really hope you find this video useful, and I really hope you do well in year 12 if you're going into year 12 now, or even if you're going into year 13 and you just want some advice on year 12 and apply it to year 13. I don't know who could be watching this. But yeah, or even if you're in year 10 and you want a head start and you're 2 years early, doesn't matter. If this helped you, tell me it helped you, and if it doesn't, be honest, tell me it didn't. But yeah, I really wish you all well for your A-levels, and I'll see you next video. Bye.